insane money that's just not relatable to people that live in the city of New Orleans. You can't just casually throw out, 150 grand salary, 180. Most New Orleanians, like 95% of the metro New Orleans population, doesn't know what 180 grand is on a tax return. And just tossing these numbers out like, not a big deal. 200,000 plus being these BS rogue cops that don't work. Hey, man, I put in my time. I'm 50-something now. I'm just going to go race my race car at the racetrack. You're a cop. You can afford a race car? I guess if you put all your focus in on that. I didn't think police were really in it for the money. It was more like civic duty and please pay me what I should get paid. But north of 200 grand a year and not working, no wonder there's a federal investigation into that. We're not racing our car at the racetrack, not weekdays 4 to 6. We're crossing the finish line for you. Corey Johnson with you. I told you Miss Peach is at the controls, fielding your phone calls. You ever want to chime in? And I got a question for you. Who's bigger than Dolly Parton? Seriously. Who's more Americana, fabric of this country, goodwill than Dolly Parton? Don't laugh out there, 766-9480. It's Dolly Parton's 78th birthday. I'm like most people. I think I like some songs of Dolly Parton, but it's like, oh no, dude, I've got the 28 CD collection of all of Dolly Parton. You come into my house, there's Dolly Parton on the radio. There's Dolly Parton's coming through the speakers, But Dolly Parton is just amazing, isn't she? Seriously. I can't think of like too much negative about Dolly Parton at all, not in the least bit. Even like the wig and the makeup and the fun is like, it's like she's as real as it gets. You think, oh, she must be fake or she's not vain or any of that. I think she's just having fun. She's just being Dolly, having fun. But it is her birthday. And I just thought, an American legend, just honest as the day is long, hardworking, caring, just really has empathy and sympathy for other people. I mean, like she said, she grew up dirt poor, she says, dirt poor. Like people that say dirt poor, they were dirt poor. They're not just saying poor. Dirt poor, like struggled, went to bed some nights hungry, that kind of thing. She's authentic. She's honorable. She's trusting. She's classy. She's humble. She's beautiful, sweet, generous, disciplined, loyal, smart, grounded, just a good Tennessee girl she'd be a billionaire if she would have kept all her money. She's worth about $600-700 million. She's given away hundreds of millions of dollars. She'll continue to give away hundreds of millions of dollars. No, I salute Dolly Parton on her 78th birthday. And I guess another reason, like Dolly Parton became a pro, like at 19, she's in Nashville, 18, and making records. She was making records before that when she was in high school and middle school. I think her first record was at 13. But professionally, if you want to say graduated high school, moved to Nashville, 18 years old, Dolly Parton's been at it for 60 years. Dolly Parton's been at it for 60 years. So Dolly Parton's been at it longer than I've been on the planet. So for my entire life, from, being a little tot crawling around in a diaper throughout, my entire youth, adolescence, teenage years, working decade after decade into my 30s, 40s, now 50s. Dolly Parton's always been there. Dolly Parton has Always been there. And unlike someone like Jack Nicklaus stopped playing professionally 20 years ago. Dolly Parton's still performing. Dolly Parton has not stopped. She still would pack any arena, any place she goes to, because it's Dolly Parton. And she's not like on the casino circuit, and I'm not knocking the casino circuit. She's on her own circuit. She's Dolly Parton. Anyway, I just think it's like as America as it gets. It's like Muhammad Ali. Everybody knows Dolly Parton. She's like past presidents, or I don't know, Elon Musk or Bezos or Oprah or something. I don't know how to compare. Muhammad Ali would probably be the best. Dolly Parton, 78 years old. Just too cool, too. Can't say a bad word about her, huh? Isn't that amazing? Can't come up with a bad thing to say about Dolly Parton. Great weather week. We're going to get some rain in a few hours and then probably overnight while we bees are sleeping. But then like tomorrow, wake up to sunshine, and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, really sunny. Mid-50s when we wake up, low 70s when it's peak, heat, if you want to call it that. Just lots of 60s, low 70s, outstanding weather after this rain tonight, overnight. But the rain should end while we're sleeping, wake up to sunshine, great weather. Can you believe French Quarter Fest 2 weeks from this Thursday already? French Quarter Fest 2 weeks from Thursday. That means Jazz Fest 4 weeks from Thursday. Zurich Classic. They got Rory McIlroy committing. Rory McIlroy, fan favorite, number 2 ranked player in the world. He'll be at the Zurich Classic 2 weeks from Thursday. Wow. It's all cranking up. Let's just hope that this weather that we're having, that we're experiencing right now, continues, huh? I was running heat. I was running air conditioning. You need heat or AC help? River City's Total Maintenance. Honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. What more do you need? NOLAAC.com. You need heat or air conditioning help? NOLAAC.com. They'll get it working today. NOLAAC.com. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh la Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Boy, this Christopher Tate guy, the new coroner, embattled elected coroner in St. Tammany, taking office like kind of in the middle of the night. David Hammer from Channel 4 TV hammering him, like showing up at midnight, really right before midnight. David Hammer doing a great job. Check it out on Twitter, Channel 4's Twitter. Probably watch it tonight on Channel 4 at 5, 6, 10, whenever they're on. But a really good investigative story and good work. The story's already out there. This Christopher Tate guy has charges of child molestation from decades ago that were dropped, but weren't ever found out during the election process somehow, but found out after he was elected St. Tammany coroner, and folks want him ousted. And it's probably going to happen because there's just a real momentum on the North Shore for it. And I think probably a little bit more organization than like recall LaToya, the destroyer. Anyway, David Hammer, I don't think David Hammer enjoyed that. You folks that watch this and just kind of the media just doing their job, it's a hard job. David Hammer has to go down there, sit for hours probably, doesn't know if this coroner-elect Christopher Tate, the new coroner, is going to come or not. So he has to hang around and deal with that. And just wait. And then when he does show up, he's got to go do his job. And he has to go try to interview this guy who's running away from him, driving away from him. Just crazy. But David Hammer, it wasn't like he was relentless, but he just did his job. He's like, man, I'm in St. Tammany. I'm on the North Shore. It's 11:30 at night, 11:45 at night, almost midnight. Yeah, I'm going to take a little jog after this guy and have my photographer come and, follow him around until I get some answers. Child sexual abuse charges in New Mexico from a few decades ago, 20 years ago, and the charges were dropped. And he's saying, how about innocent until proven guilty, that kind of thing. I just don't know about you. But think about it. If someone charged me with child sexual abuse charges from 20 years in New Mexico, I mean, first off, I'd be like, I wasn't in New Mexico 20 years ago. I'd be vehemently denying all of it. Please bring out any witness, any human being witness possible. The child, the parents, police, anyone. Bring them out. Now, in this case, apparently it's more than that. He was charged. Charges were dropped. But I would just be bringing that up. I mean, it would be like did you rape that girl? It's like, no. It's like, okay, she was 15 when you were 17. And then you were 18 and she was 16. And then what if they're 70 years old and have been married for 50 years? Like, you got to look at the whole story. So if he's got a story like, look, I had this daycare, there was a person that was prosecuted, I was, whatever, then say it. But just sort of running from David Hammer at nighttime, just looks shady and just deviant behavior. And then just sort of this, I'm not resigning. Hey, good morning, I'm your corn. I'm not resigning. I mean, it just seems like you want to say more than that. I would bring up all details possible. It's not like it's going to go away. The media is going to dig into it. They're going to find out more and more about it. And then they're going to start assuming things and not trying to be deliberate in that assumption, but just the charges were dropped. You're saying this. Other people are saying that. They're going to put both those things out. You come to your own conclusion kind of thing. It could imply things that, I don't know. I'm this guy, Christopher Tape. It's Tape, by the way, Tape. I know no one by the last name of Tape. Maybe it's Tape. Tape. Anyway, good job, David Hammer. I love these. The media. What are you talking about, the media? Politics? Yeah. Politics, which probably make up about 10% of all news. And it's become more popular. Political talk radio, what I do. This is 30 years old, essentially. It's been around a lot longer, but the advent of the cell phone, Rush Limbaugh, Howard Stern type stuff, talk radio is the morning zoo. All this stuff is, it's taken off like a rocket ship the last 30 years. So it is something new. It's not something that's been there forever. No, and like MSNBC and Fox News, they're not news outlets. You don't go to Fox News or MSNBC when a plane crashes in Chicago. Hurricane hitting Miami, you don't go to Fox News or MSNBC. No one does. Their ratings plummet during actual news. CNN did news for years. It got barely any ratings. It got enough ratings because enough people watched it. They could sell some advertising, blah, blah, blah. That Gulf War 1991, Wolf Blitzer, all those folks hunkered down at the hotel, Peter Arnett, all of them. It put CNN on the map. Their ratings took off like a rocket ship. Problem is, an invasion, a war, isn't happening all the time. What's happening is, in Montana, it's apple season, and that's the story. And it's not getting a lot of attention. So, like MTV putting on Jersey Shore and going, Snooki gets 10 times the ratings of Sting's new video being put out. Let's start playing more Jersey Shore and less videos. MTV, music television, doesn't play music videos. They just play Jersey Shore type show. 16 and Pregnant. They play that kind of stuff because that brings in the audience. Fox News and MSNBC realized years ago to sell any real advertising, especially Fox, because MSNBC is not very good at it. But Fox sells a lot of ads. The news thing doesn't work. People go get news anytime. We'll bring you the news when there's a bomb going off. But otherwise, we're going to put on political pundits saying highly inflammatory stuff, a lot of it based off of misinformation, quote, fake news. No, MSNBC is not news. It's left-wing, political news. And Fox isn't news. It's right-wing political news. I shouldn't even say MSNBC's left-wing news. It's left-wing news opinion talk, and Fox is conservative news opinion talk. It's not just liberal or conservative news. They do that for sure. But it's talk radio on TV, politically infused, volatile. Most folks don't like politics. If you told folks, hey, name the top 5 most important things in life. You might be family, my kids, wife, faith, whatever. Name top 10, name top 15, name top 20, getting into my Italian restaurant, top 50. I think for most people, politics would not be on that list. But for the political zealot, someone that lives, breathes, and eats politics, it's in their top 3, top 5. They love it. They're hardcore left, and the right sucks, and they're the enemy, and they're terrible, and they're evil, and they're racist. And the hardcore right is the left is crazy. They're the enemy. They're evil. Everything they do fails. They're racist. The same, just volatile crap. And we're the big losers. The only thing I can hope for, it's like someone talking about New Orleans with me today. The only thing I can hope for with politics is I think most of us, it's under 30% folks that say I'm a Democrat. It's under 30% folks that say I'm a Republican. It's north of 40 folks saying they're an independent thinker. I think the vast majority definitely is kind of moderate. They may lean conservative, even on most things. They may lean liberal, even on most things, but they're moderate. They're commonsensical. They can listen to the other side. They're not extreme. And I'm just hoping and praying that what we've been dealing with just blows up and it ends. And working together is the thing. And boy, look how the Republican crossed over and worked with the Democrat. Look how the Democrat crossed over, worked with the Republican. Those are the people I want to elect. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine about New Orleans today. I said, man, we can't compete with, the Atlantas, the Dallas, the Austins, the Nashvilles. We need to be the anti-Dallas, the anti-Austin, the anti-Nashville. We're real. We're the real thing. You want traffic and generic cul-de-sac neighborhoods? Move to one of those places. Or come here. Lots of room for growth. Lots of room for you to establish your play and make some money, make a living right here in easy to get around, easy to operate, punching above our weight, New Orleans. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton and Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations, New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
This LSU arena thing is really interesting. First off, I mean, this is me. I love LSU. I'm from New Orleans. I went to LSU, class of 91, 6 years studying at LSU, 6. So I spent a lot of time at LSU. Have a degree. It's my school, whatever. I'm a big fan. I don't think you can say so-and-so's a bigger fan. I love LSU. I love that the athletics are first class, world class. I love Kim Mulkey and Jay Johnson and Brian Kelly and these players and the facilities and all that. There needs to be a new PMAC. I can go on and on and on. I like TAF. I like them raising money. I like athletics being great. I think academics at LSU are just woefully short of where they need to be. They're painfully average at best. You go to any ranking anywhere, and most SEC schools, an athletic conference, most SEC schools are ahead of LSU academically. It's not even close. It's sad. LSU's like the bottom third, bottom 25% of the 14-team SEC. It's just not good. And again, the SEC is known as an athletic conference, not academic conference. So you have world-class athletics and you have kind of woefully short academics. And I don't like that. I don't want athletics coming down one notch. I just want academics at the same level as athletics, world class, as good at physics as football. That's all. So that's how I feel about my alma mater, LSU. Love it, bleed purple and gold. Love athletics, but it doesn't just end there and just, hey, academics are good enough, whatever. Boy, you go to these other SEC school campuses like, A&M or Georgia, it hurts. It hurts in your gut if you care about Louisiana, LSU, the campus, the school, the growth of these other schools. And LSU's had some growth, no doubt, but not like these places. Alabama, it's just obnoxious. It's not even recognizable from 20, 30 years ago. So with all of that said, I love LSU athletics, but I wish academics were better. I have nothing against the new arena at LSU, the opposite. The PMAC just doesn't work anymore. You talk about the New Orleans arena for the NBA, not enough lower bowl seats, not enough suites, not enough club seats, not enough premium seats where you can really make the money. The PMAC has no suites. There are no club seats. This is a, 1980s era arena. And it's 50 years old. And it's just set up and designed in a way that doesn't work or function today. And gutting it and redoing it is, you can build a new building. And there's nothing aesthetically pleasing about it, architecturally significant about it. Nothing. Now you have LSU, a public university, the flagship school in the state of Louisiana. Public university, as public as it gets. And this TAF, this nonprofit athletic arm that raises money strictly for LSU athletics, but they're, quote, private. They're not part of the public university. They're this side thing that's a nonprofit. Wouldn't exist without LSU. They'd have no purpose in life without LSU. But they're using that private status to keep this new arena deal private. And not a lot is known. We know Baton Rouge, the city council has voted to restrict what they can do at the River Center, the old Centroplex, the Raising Cane's River Center. They're going to restrict what they can do there to not take away potential business from the new LSU arena. Now, here's the crazy kicker on this LSU arena. For schools like LSU, a public university, the state, maybe obviously, I shouldn't say maybe, TAF today, a major donor. That's how you'd get an arena built, funding through those sources. If it were a private university, it would strictly be donations. Strictly donations. If it were a pro team, it would be the city, state, municipality building that arena, or the owner of the team may be building the arena, or 50-50 or some percentage of each. Now there's this new third way that has come about recently. Texas has utilized it. You can do like Ole Miss and build a 10,000-seat, $100 million pavilion, a basketball showplace, really nice arena. LSU would want more seats, so what, maybe $150, $170 million arena tops? Instead, you can get just a palatial place in between college and NBA, like a $350 million arena for college. But here's the deal. It's like a private equity firm. It's an investment firm. They're the ones that are building the arena. Now you say, Corey, why don't they just go build that arena anywhere and start operating? Because they don't have a tenant. At LSU, you have a built-in tenant. You have all of LSU's teams. But here's the kicker. They just want LSU's team so they'll have a place to build the arena and have a built-in tenant where notoriety is brought to that facility. Then everything else, every concert, ice skating act, circus, whatever, anything that comes into that facility, those investors get the money, not LSU. LSU gets it for LSU basketball, men and women's, volleyball, gymnastics, maybe a few other things. That's it. Everything else goes to the folks that essentially own the arena. Are they leasing the land? What's the terms? How long does it last? None of this is known. It is public LSU, a public university, as public as it gets. It's about an LSU arena on public property. Yet because TAF is a private arm of LSU athletics, this nonprofit, not directly connected to the university, but would not exist if it weren't for the university and specifically LSU athletics. You have TAF, they're private, and you have the companies bidding for the arena. It was 6 finalists. Now they've narrowed it down to 2. 6 companies, 6 entities, 6 investment firms. Hey, we'll build the $350 million arena at LSU. Here's what we propose. They've narrowed that down to 2. And then they're going to pick someone, and we know nothing about the 6, what they propose, none of it. And LSU, a public university, hiding behind TAF, not revealing this to any of us. And then all of a sudden there's going to be a winner announced and a new arena. Now, for you LSU fans that just love LSU unequivocally, athletic-wise, and could care less about me complaining about academics or who builds the arena, you just want a new arena, and who cares who makes the profit. Well, just a little small side note. Is it the Pete Maravich Assembly Center, too? Is it PMAC 2? Is it even the Pete Maravich Assembly Center? Is it Dale Brown, Sue Gunter Court at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center? Or is it the Kellogg's Arena, the Quaker Oats Pavilion? Is it some sponsored, because LSU don't own it, some other entity? We don't know any of these questions. When Andrea Gallo of the Times-Picayune was just asking, how much is LSU going to lease the land to this group for? She asked this guy like 3 times. And he said, you should be asking, how much use is LSU going to get of the arena for free? Like flipping it the other way on her. It's like, she's a reporter. You're going to tell me what to ask? No, her question was right. Not what LSU's getting for free, what the other guys are getting. What the other guys are getting. Not what LSU on their own land, their own property, is getting for free. So this is a typical Louisiana political farce, playing with their biggest political toy, public flagship university, LSU Baton Rouge, and the thing they have the most fun playing with at LSU, athletics. Forget about the library. That's not popular. No one in Louisiana that loves LSU seems to care about the library and academics and where their kids are going to go to school and learn. But they care about this arena. And most folks don't care, sadly, how, why it's getting built, especially the how. We know nothing about this, and it's just going to be thrown upon us in the next few weeks that this is the group that's going to do it. This is the arena. The legislature is voting on it. Blah, 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 blah. End of story. No public scrutiny of the process. No public engagement of the process. Just the end result. Now, I love LSU, but this secretive thing is 110% wrong.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you. It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Monday afternoon. Great weather week. We're going to get some rain in a little while later tonight, overnight mostly. Tomorrow when we wake up, it's supposed to be sunny and nice. And also like Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, wake up in the 50s. And the high temperatures like mid 70s, low 70s. So lots of 60s, low 70s over the next 4 days. And I don't know, unless you were planning something like 9 to 4 a.m. or something, tonight, you should be pretty good. Dude, I was going frogging. Well, you're going to get wet. French Quarter Fest, can you believe it's 2 weeks from Thursday? Jazz Fest, Zurich Classic, 4 weeks from Thursday. Speaking of Zurich Classic, they land a big boy, Rory McIlroy. That's huge. World's number 2. Louisiana may get rid of inspection stickers for cars, a.k.a. in New Orleans, the brake tag, the old brake tag. Legislation in Baton Rouge to eliminate the brake tag. I'd have no problem with elimination of brake tag, especially with today's vehicles. Not worried about emissions and things of that nature. And got to get rid of those traffic cameras statewide. That would be a nice legislative session right there, actually getting something done for the citizens. Part of the fabric of this country. Literally. What's not good about Dolly Parton? I can't think of one negative. She turned 78 today. No, Dolly Parton is what's good about people and what's good about America. Dolly Parton. What's good about people and what's good about America. 766-9480 is the phone number. 766-9480. 766-9480. Hey, I had a couple of holdover questions from last week that never were answered for $50 to the Woodhouse Day Spa. 5 area locations. Guys, what are we, about 6 weeks away from Mother's Day? 6 weeks till Mother's Day? You know what mom wants? A day of relaxation at the city's premier day spa, the Woodhouse. 2 South Shore locations, 2 on the North Shore. They're in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana. Who is Dwayne Carter? Miss Peaches, do you know who Dwayne Carter is? Miss Peaches says no. Who is Dwayne Carter? Give me the answer to that. I got $50 for you. Good at the Woodhouse. He doesn't like the D in Wayne. I'll give you a hint on it because his dad was Dwayne and his dad wasn't much of a dad. So he kind of dropped the D. Who's Dwayne Carter? Give me the answer to that. I got $50 for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. 766-9480. The Daily Telegraph, which is a British newspaper, described this New Orleanian this way. A master of New Orleans soul and R&B, and one of America's most successful songwriters and producers. Which New Orleanian are they describing? Give me the answer to that. I got $50 for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa. Finally, who are Slim Williams, Baby Williams? One person, 2 people, Slim Williams, Baby Williams. Give me the answer to that. $50 can be yours at one of the 5 area Woodhouse Day Spa locations. Corey Johnson with you on a Monday afternoon. Let's head to the best bank, brah. Is it Henry in Harvey or is it Harvey in Henry, Louisiana?
Henry and Harvey.
Henry and Harvey. What's up on the best bank, dude?
Yeah, it's good. Looks like I'm on a rain.
Wait, I said, what's up on the West Bank? And you said it's good.
It is. We're the best bank.
Yeah, all right. Just checking. What's on your mind, Henry?
I have the answer for you for the Wayne.
Answers to life? What are the answers to life? I'd like to know.
I have the answer to. That's Lil Wayne.
Well, I want answers to life.
Oh, man, just try every day. Wake up and work hard.
Yeah, all right. That's a good one.
The best.
Like
That's how I deal with it.
I like that. Wake up every day. Do your best. Work hard. That's good advice, Henry. That is good life advice. And yes, you're so correct on that one. Dwayne Carter. Wayne. Wayne. Not little. Ooh, like Captain Crunch, not Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch. Ooh, Wayne. You are correct.
Yeah, you right.
Ding, ding, ding. What do we have for her, Johnny?
Excellent work, Harvey in Henry, Louisiana.
Okay.
Good job. How'd you know that? Just automatic?
Well, I'm from Holly Grove. I grew up back there, and actually I went to school with his mother and his uncle.
Nice. The dad, I guess he didn't really recognize him too much. I think he dropped the D. That's why he's Little Wayne and not Dwayne. That's what I understood.
Yeah. True. I didn't know him. I didn't know him. And
yep.
I thought he had passed away actually, but he's still alive. I heard so.
Henry, you are on the West Bank, and I'm right next door to the Holly Grove neighborhood. I passed through Holly Grove today.
Really?
Right down Holly Grove Street, right by Apple and Holly Grove, right by the Sewage and Water Board.
Yeah. It's the neighborhood I grew up in.
Hey, you're right. Henry, who's getting that $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate?
My wife.
Yeah, you're right. Hang on, all right?
Okay, thank you.
No, thank you, and thanks for checking out the program. That's Henry in Harvey, not Harvey in Henry, Louisiana. He's picking up 50 big bucks for the Woodhouse. What's that, Blue Boy? You'd like a facial? You're overdue for a facial at the Woodhouse. You're kidding me, right? You have very long ears, and the facial is fantastic. I never thought about that, buddy. Pedicure and manicure, huge pause. Okay, buddy, now you're going overboard. I'll see if the Woodhouse can book you. Corey Johnson with you. 5 o'clock power hours next. Blue Boys, head to the Woodhouse.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision.
a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your color so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
Come and knock on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
We've been waiting for you.
We've been waiting for you.
The kisses are hers and his.
Three's Company 2.
Come and dance on our floor.
Come and dance on our floor.
I heard the Roadhouse 2 movie was terrible. You're like, just watch Roadhouse 1 and don't watch Roadhouse 2. Could you imagine a second Three's Company? I like Don Knotts was fine, but I like the original Mr. Roper better, to be honest with you. And of course, Suzanne Summers better than, I forget who that other girl was. Anyway, I know Joyce DeWitt. I'm talking about the replacement for Suzanne Summers. Worthless information. 70s television. Look, you youngsters out there, America was like Britain back in the 70s and 80s, like BBC 1, 2, and 3. We had like 3 channels. I was in high school when like cable came to Jefferson Parish. Wasn't even in Orleans yet. They had this box that had like 20 buttons across the top, kind of like a A or B. And then this wheel that rolled on the right side that maybe had like 3-4 choices. Let's just say there were 20 buttons. We'll call the top row 1 through 20, the bottom row 21 through 40, and the wheel A, B, C, and D. So you could put it on different things and, you know, get more channels out of the box if you subscribe to them. Most of the, I don't even think like C or D even worked on the box. It was like maybe just A and part of B. It's limited channel selection. But I do remember this, Miss Peaches. My buddy, he would kind of half press 2 buttons down and stick a toothpick, and he'd get the porn channels. Yep. You had to push like 2 down halfway. It's like, wow. I was like, dude, we don't even have cable. It took like 3 more years for cable to hit Orleans. It was in Jefferson first. I remember everyone at De La Salle, I was in high school, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It was like Rush, Tom Sawyer album, Moving Pictures or whatever by Rush. That was like blaring out of every Camaro and Trans Am T-top car before school, after school. Just crazy. And some great, I was about to say great. Some stuff from the 80s. Oh, boy. The De La Salle days. I loved it. Anyway, Corey Johnson with you. I digress. I regress. Let's get back to the program on a Monday afternoon. Great weather week. Overnight, some rain coming in the next few hours. Might go to like 3, 4 in the morning. Then tomorrow through Friday, just sunny and nice. Like, I don't see too much clouds, 0 rain. Wake up to mid to high 50s. The warm, the high temperature, low 70s. So lots of 60s and sunny over the next few days. Yeah, you're right. Can you believe French Quarter Fest 2 weeks from Thursday? French Quarter Fest 2 weeks from Thursday. That means Jazz Fest, the big boy, 4 weeks from Thursday. Zurich Classic, also 4 weeks from Thursday. First week of Jazz Fest, Zurich Classic as well on DeBest Bank. They got a big get today. Rory McIlroy, a fan favorite, the world's number 2 ranked player, coming to the Zurich Classic. Yeah, you right. Boy, WWL Television's David Hammer hammering this Dr. Christopher Tape taking office as the St. Tammany coroner, trying to like sneak in the office like late night. Hammer's there. Hammer got a tip. He's going to show up at 11:30 or something. Hammer staked it out. Doing his job. I don't think he had any fun having to chase the coroner around the parking lot. Then when he finally parks, has to run him down, and the coroner just has like no comment, just trying to go to work like Hammer's bothering him. It's like, dude, you're an elected official, civic-minded. You work for the people. 20 years ago, there was this sexual abuse charge in New Mexico. It was dropped, but it's pretty worrisome, especially since you're not saying anything, and now you're running from David Hammer. You folks that think the investigative news stuff that like David Hammer, Travers Mackle, Lee Zurich, that these types do, you think it's easy or fun, or you're out of your mind. It's hard work. It's investigative work. You have to be right. And then you're getting in someone's face, and it's all legit. It's journalism. These are public officials. Someone needs to get in their face. Thank God the media's there, and these tough, Casey Sherm, these investigative reporter types that are going to ask the mayor, ask public officials the tough questions. They're not going to cower down. They're not going to not do their job. They're not going to, kiss rear end. They're going to do it. Do it right. Journalism, media. People love to bash the media and journalism, and the people that bash it, they're highly political because they think Fox is a joke. It's right-wing media. They think MSNBC is a joke. It's left-wing media. The political folks are the ones that don't like the media. I'm watching 60 Minutes last night. I'm watching 60 Minutes about the Isle of Man motorcycle race. It's like a documentary. There's nothing political about it. Just telling you about this race. Great journalism, great photography, well-written, informative, award-winning documentary type stuff. That's news. Plane crashes, covering that story. Avalanche, covering that story. So-and-so gives donations, saves this charity, that covering that story. That's news. 95%+ of news is apolitical, has nothing to do with politics. But it doesn't make a lot of money. CNN, man, the Gulf War, Wolf Blitzer, all those folks, 91, ratings took off like a rocket. Gulf War wanes, ratings go right back down to nothing. It's regular news. Like MTV discovering Jersey Shore has much higher ratings than videos. Some news outlets said, we're going to do political talk. We're going to do talk radio, on television, and inject it with politics exclusively. And we're going to be one side or the other. And for Fox, it was, man, there's not a conservative voice. Folks feel politically, and this is where it gets blurry for a lot of folks. Folks feel politically news lets them down. But it wasn't ever said that way. It was folks feel that news lets them down, that it's all left-wing news. Everything's left-wing news. The media sucks. Media is fantastic. Media is part of the First Amendment of America. The media is what, the watchdog, the folks that keep us free. The media should be praised. I mean, I don't know about you, but the press, what did the during Nixon administration with Watergate and the Vietnam War and government hiding all that? Government wanted to shut down. Nixon wanted to shut down the Washington Post, the New York Times. And the Supreme Court about the press, the media said, in the First Amendment, the founding fathers gave the free press the protection it must have to fulfill its essential role in our democracy. The press was to serve the governed, not the governors. The press serves us, not the elected officials. And it is a key part of our democracy. So you folks that just these broad statements bash the media, left-wing media, you better look in the mirror. You're probably very political and you're extreme left or right, and you don't like Fox or MSNBC because of it. But most news is not political, and there are a lot of folks that do a damn good job, and folks that make blanket statements just bashing the media miss out on David Hammer at midnight confronting this alleged child abuse guy, this Dr. Christopher Tape, who's the coroner in St. Tammany now. Cassie Sherm asking Mayor LaToya Cantrell the tough questions on those Wednesday press conferences that she's canceled now. Travers Mackle doing the investigative stuff. Lee Zurich, award-winning journalist, doing the investigative stuff. It's not fun. It's not easy. It's brave and courageous. And it's people doing their job, journalistic job. Thank God for them, these watchdogs that look out for us and expose these jokers. Expose these jokers. Corey Johnson with you. Lebanon's Cafe. Picked it up for lunch today. So easy. 7 days a week. 11 a.m. to 9:30 straight through. You can go there right now. And with this weather, outdoor dining, under the green awning, under the oak trees on the streetcar line. Shish kebab, lamb chops tonight. Lebanon's Cafe.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet, Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com. Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Yeah, you right. Monday afternoon edition of the program. Hey, Miss Peaches, check this out. The Rouse's spot. Watch this pizza that's coming up in us. Look at this. Wood-fired pizza, uncured pepperoni from Italy. It's from Italy. That makes me want to try that frozen pizza from Rouse's, doesn't it? Doesn't that make you want to try that? All those, and I like the pastas too from Italy. Those Rouse's labeled stuff, all the Italian products they bring in, pretty damn sweet. No, television, we're running this show simulcast on TV, so the Rouse's TV commercials run, and they're running this commercial about the Italian stuff and that pizza that they're a frozen pizza they're bringing in from Italy. I may have to try that bad boy. I haven't had a frozen pizza in about 20 years. Have you? I used to eat that Stouffer's one, that French bread one. That wasn't bad. But I haven't had like a Red Baron or something like that in a couple of decades. I just, would order pizza, whatever. Monday afternoon edition of the program. Hey, every day this show on radio, television, YouTube. Yeah, we're on YouTube, The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to grow that thing. All of it every day brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. That's where you'll find Lamarck Ford, Lamarck Lincoln, and now Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood. Out by the lake in Kenner, the Lamarck Automotive Complex for nearly 50 years. And now the legendary truck dealership on Jefferson Highway under the Lamarck umbrella. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kennebrah, and now Lamarck Crescent City Ford, the legendary Ford truck dealership on Jefferson Highway. Monday afternoon edition of the program. Thanks so much for joining us. Louisiana may get rid of the inspection sticker for cars, the old brake tag, as we call it in New Orleans. Legislation up in Baton Rouge also trying to get rid of the traffic cameras, speed cameras, red light cameras. Yes, thumbs up for both. Unnecessary. Just total waste of time, bureaucracy, basically taxing law-abiding citizens. WWL television investigative reporter David Hammer throwing down the hammer. Embattled newly elected coroner Dr. Christopher Tape takes office at like midnight and tries to sneak in. And David Hammer's just asking questions. Now, the guy it's crazy. He's an elected official. He refuses to resign. He's going to take office, has taken office. 20 years ago, he had some child abuse charges that were dropped. He's like innocent until proven guilty, but just not emphatic enough about it. He seems guilty. He seems like there's something going on there. And then the way he avoided David Hammer, that wasn't a good look at all. And David Hammer seems like first off, a really nice guy, seems like a pro, a journalist, but I don't think he's enjoying it, having to stake out this dude at the office at midnight, but he did. And then the guy's running away and Hammer has to like chase him. It was a joke. Good work by David Hammer at Channel 4. Great news for the Zurich Classic. 4 weeks from Thursday, a month away. Rory McIlroy, the world's number 2, has committed. Fan favorite, that's big. I wish they'd give Tiger Woods and Charlie, his son, an exemption. Let Tiger bring his son in and play as an exemption. The crowds would be enormous on Thursday and Friday until they miss the cut. And I'm not talking Tiger or Charlie. Tiger's going to win something again, and Charlie's incredible, but he's 15 or something. The new LSU basketball arena. It sucks that I have to say I went to LSU. I love LSU athletics. I don't want LSU athletics to drop off a bit. Why don't we care about academics? 10% of what we care about athletics. Why can't LSU be as great at physics as LSU is at football? Why not? Why can't that be the goal? Why can't everyone be like, yes, let's do that? Instead, it's just I say this often. Buddy Romer mentioned it one time. We were talking years ago. He's like, Corey, as long as Carnival goes on, everything's good in New Orleans. And I'm like, he's so right. I just added to it. I said Mardi Gras, 3 for 1 at the bar, hunting and fishing season, and Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. If those are a go, all is good. Forget about education, infrastructure, crime, economic opportunity. Doesn't matter. Mardi Gras, 3 for 1 at the bar, hunting and fishing season, Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. Bunch of people right now, Miss Peach going, yeah, Corey's right. What else matters? The important things, the non-weekend things. The non-fun things, the Monday 9 through 5 stuff, like your kids' education, economic opportunity after they graduate from a good school. Infrastructure's good. The crime rate's low. Simple things like that. LSU is a public school. It's as public as it gets. It's the flagship public school of the state of Louisiana. Right now, LSU is attempting to build a new basketball arena. How they would normally go about it is trying to get money from the state, getting money from TAF, Tiger Athletic Fund donors, and then maybe getting a big donor or two, and then maybe even a naming rights deal. Public university, that's how they'd fund an arena. Instead, there's a new route. These investment firms, equity firms, they did it at Texas for UT. They build the arena. UT gets a place to play. They keep all the revenue basically from everything else. These investment folks are smart. They can't just go build an arena anywhere, just in a city, the Joe Blow Arena. They don't have a tenant. No name recognition. Why are people going to go there? Whatever. You go build it on a university campus, you've got a built-in tenant with a rabid fan base. This is LSU's arena in Baton Rouge. So LSU basically will play in it for free, and the company that builds it gets all the other revenue. It's on LSU's campus. It's on public land, a public university. But LSU being kind of sneaky, Louisiana legislature being sneaky, they're letting TAF, the Tiger Athletic Foundation, which is a nonprofit, private, they're letting them handle it. And since they're private, they don't have to disclose the 6 finalists to build the arena, now narrowed down to 2. Who benefits? The needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many. Someone's going to financially benefit. Is it good for LSU? Is it good for the state? Is it good for the citizens of Louisiana? We don't know any of this because it's all secretive. And most LSU fans are like, don't care, want a new arena. And the legislature knows it. They know they can do the deviant, sneaky, low morals, low ethics, low integrity maneuver and slide it under because of the love of LSU athletics, and no one cares. No, this needs to be scrutinized. We should know the 6 groups, what they presented, what they propose, how it works. Is LSU leasing the land? Does LSU own the arena? Does the company building it own it? How does this work? Who maintains the building? On and on and on. What's LSU get? Andrea Gallo from the Times-Picayune asked one of the attorneys dealing with it how much LSU would get to lease the land where the arena is going to be built. Apparently, LSU is going to lease land, public land on LSU's campus to a private entity to build an arena. She asked this lawyer 3 times. The lawyer finally snaps back. How about you question or ask how much LSU is going to get out of that arena for free? He flipped it. Forget about who's building it. Does the state benefit? Does LSU benefit? The citizens benefit? What's LSU get for free? Not what does that group get? What does that group get? That's the legitimate journalistic question. That attorney for LSU wanted nothing to do with it. No, the new LSU basketball arena, typical Louisiana politics. It's sad. It's pretty pathetic. It is. Louisiana politics suck. Louisiana as a state suffers. New Orleans as a city suffers. We don't compete well. Apples to apples. Louisiana versus Texas, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Virginia, North Carolina. Cities. New Orleans doesn't compete well with Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, Nashville, Austin, Charlotte, Jacksonville. So we don't compete well. Politics suck in Louisiana. The biggest political toy, LSU. And within the biggest political toy, their favorite, LSU athletics. LSU needs a new basketball arena. The PMAC's terrible. It's 50 years old. Renovating it would just be cost prohibitive for sports. It would be ridiculous. You need premium low-level seats. You need suites. Just can't be done. Not in a cost-effective manner. So LSU is going to go the Texas route. They're going to have this outside entity build them an arena. But then that outside entity gets all the revenue from everything else outside of LSU sports. And we know nothing about it. And it is the flagship public school in Louisiana. This is a bunch of nonsense, the TAF thing, that they're private and they don't have to disclose what they're trying to do. They work for a public university. Someone needs to sue to make sure that is disclosed. Because what's going to happen, it's going to just have a final, it was 6 groups bidding. TAF narrowed it down to 2. We know nothing about any of it. They're going to narrow it down to 1. They're going to pick a winner. Legislature is going to approve it. And we're going to find out all the details after the fact. After the fact. Public school, public land, essentially a public building. We should know everything right now. The 6 deals, what's presented, what's the angle, how it's going to work. Lease the land, own the land, sell the land. Does LSU own the building? Someone else own the building? What's LSU get? What does the other entity get? We know none of this because it's all secretive and behind doors, and it's political nonsense. And they know that Louisiana folks that like LSU care so much more about athletics than they do academics, and they'll cut off their left arm for like a new arena. For you folks that really care about LSU, I mean, is it going to be the PMAC? You love your LSU sports. Is that just going away? Hey, Pistol Pete was great. I mean, Eddie Robinson Stadium, Louis Armstrong International Airport, some of the greatest public building names in the world. In the world. Eddie Robinson, one of the greatest college coaches ever. At Grambling Stadium's Eddie Robinson Stadium. That's genius. Louis Armstrong International. How could you come up with something better? Just yells New Orleans. The Pete Maravich Assembly Center, as cool and fitting as it gets. Does that go away because some private entity owns the arena? Is it the Quaker Oats Arena at LSU? Dale Brown Court, Sue Gunter Court goes away? Is it even going to be the Pete Maravich Assembly Center? So no, there are lots of questions. No plans, just the great unknown. Where is it going to be on campus? What happens to the old PMAC? None of it's known, except by a select few for our public flagship university here in Louisiana. No, we don't deserve better. We should demand better. Public scrutiny of this deal. It's mind-blowing. How is there, no revealing details? Nothing. It's a public university, yet no public engagement. How's that possible? No, and I know most of you do not care. Just want to see LSU build the arena. Doesn't matter if LSU or the citizens of Louisiana get screwed by this private company and they make all kind of money on stuff that the city or state should have done themselves. Doesn't matter. Just want a new home for LSU hoops and volleyball and gymnastics. I do too. I love LSU athletics. I like them being first class. LSU does need a new arena. It's a public school. There should be public engagement, and there's not. And there's something very wrong about that. And if you want to justify it just because you love LSU sports or TAF is a private entity, whatever, it's all nonsense. TAF only exists because LSU exists. And LSU athletics only exists because LSU exists. And it's the flagship public school. And none of this should be private. None of it should be private. Corey Johnson with you. Hey, still got a few $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. Well, we got one answer a little while ago. Who is Dwayne Carter? Well, he dropped the D because he didn't like his dad. Named after his dad, Dwayne. He went by Wayne. He dropped the D. That's, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne. Lil. It's hard to say Lil, L-I-L. Lil. You can't say Little Wayne. I guess you can say it fast. Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne. I guess that's what it really is. Lil Wayne. It is Lil Wayne, but you're saying little so fast. Lil Wayne, like Captain Crunch. It's not Captain Crunch. Anyway, who is Dwayne Carter? Lil Wayne from the Holly Grove. The Daily Telegraph, a British newspaper, described this New Orleanian this way. A master of New Orleans soul and R&B, and one of America's most successful songwriters and producers. Which New Orleanian are they describing? Give me the answer to that. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at one of the 5 area Woodhouse locations. 766-9480. 766-9480. Is this one cat? Is it 2 individuals? Same person? Who are Slim Williams, Baby Williams? Slim Williams, Baby Williams? Give me the answer. I got 50 big bucks for you. Good at the Woodhouse Day Spa. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Hey, speaking of Rouse's, it's crawfish season at your neighborhood Rouse's. The aroma of crawfish boiling just permeates every Rouse's location. They're boiling crawfish at your neighborhood Rouse's right now. They have crews every day. All they do all day long is boil crawfish. Hot, fresh, boiled crawfish, hot from the pot, ready to eat. Go get them at your Rouse's Markets. It's crawfish season. Want to boil those crawfish live? You want to do it yourself, boiling crawfish live by the sack. Rouse's Markets has you covered. Hot from the pot, ready to eat, live in the sack, ready to boil. Best quality, best price, best selection. It's crawfish season. Tastes like home. Rouse's Markets.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. No AC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. No AC.com, your cool spot.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread. The Port of New Orleans Napoleon Terminal is nearly doubling in size, with 4 new gantry cranes being installed and over $100 million being invested. That means lots of new jobs, port traffic, and tax dollars for the city. The Port of New Orleans, your port.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Hey, you tired of your dry cleaner? Every day you wake up and you're hoping that shirt or blouse, pants, suit, whatever is right. A lot of the time it's not. Can't wear it, button missing, collar not pressed right, whatever. Tired of your dry cleaner? Want to experience the best? YoungsDryCleaning.com. A New Orleans institution since 1940. The biggest because they've always been the best. Walk-up locations, manless locker locations, personal service, free pickup and delivery. YoungsDryCleaning.com. Find out more. YoungsDryCleaning.com. Brett Martell, another Martell Monday. Brett's going to join us in about 60 seconds on the program. Old Brett Martell from the Associated Press, over 25 years. We're going to hook up with Brett in a second, get his take on the new LSU basketball arena. I got no problem with the new PMAC. What I got a problem with is Louisiana politics, LSU, secretive, using TAF like they're a private entity when it's a public university, public land. Why all the secretive crap? Come out and say the plan. This is what we're doing. Instead, we're figuring out little pieces of it, and then there's going to be a winner. And there's guaranteed to be local people that are going to benefit financially off of this deal. And this deal should have nothing to do with local people that aren't necessary as part of the deal, just goofy, weird middlemen created for no reason except to enrich themselves. No, there's a reason that it isn't being publicly discussed. There's a reason. Hey, speaking of Tiger Town, 4 helm paint and decorating locations in Baton Rouge, 7 in New Orleans for over 55 years. New Orleanians know when it's time to paint, you go to Helm. You don't go to the big box store. You don't go to some national chain. For 55 years, treating New Orleanians right, literally steering us in the right direction. The painting pros at Helm. 7 locations, free 2-hour delivery. Now, 4 Baton Rouge locations. 4 Baton Rouge Helm paint and decorating locations with free 2-hour delivery in Baton Rouge. That includes West Baton Rouge over there in Bruley and Port Allen. That includes East Baton Rouge, like Prairieville, even Gonzales. Helm Paint and Decorating, 7 New Orleans locations, 4 Baton Rouge locations, free 2-hour delivery. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, when you got to paint in Metro Baton Rouge, do it once, do it right. They'll steer you in the right direction. You go to Helm Paint and Decorating. I was over at their Earhart location today talking to Joey. Joe Helm. Been there since his teen years. Oh, boy. Time to visit with Brett Martell. It's another Martell Monday. Over 25 years with the Associated Press. There are not many folks today's generation that stick with one entity for 25 straight years. Brett Martell's been with the AP 25 straight years, not bouncing around job to job. Brett, you're one of the rare birds. I mean, can you think of anyone in media that you work with that's worked for one entity for 15, 20, 25, 30 years?
Well, believe it or not, I have a few colleagues who have been to the AP, particularly in sports, a little bit longer than me.
I don't mean like that, that we would know locally.
No. Right now?
Yeah, there's no one in radio, television, newspaper, locally in the 25 years you've been in New Orleans that has worked at the same place. I can't think of anyone.
What about Bob Masson?
Rob Masson used to work at WWL Radio and then went to Fox 8. But you're right. I mean, he's been there for 25 years. Fletcher Mackel's been at Channel 6 for 21 straight. Just very rare. I mean, you look at your boy over at Channel 4. Yeah.
Oh, Eric Paulson?
No, the sports guy. I'm going blank. He's going to kill me.
Doug Mouton?
Yeah, Doug Mouton. I apologize, Doug. I need to be...
He was a North Shore guy first. But
yeah, he was a news guy, but he worked under Ed Daniels at Channel 26 for years. And then he went to 4 as the sports director. Juan Kincaid was at 4, with Jim Henderson and Mike Hoss. And now he's been at Fox 8 for probably 20 years. So there's just not many Brett Martells. There's not many people in any job. Man, I've been working for so-and-so for 25 years. So anyway, congrats, Brett.
All right. It's actually going to be 28 years in July.
Wow. You've checked out a lot of stuff too. Olympics, World Cups.
Yep. Super Bowls, Final Fours, and NBA playoffs and PGA tournaments and IndyCar racing.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Hey, Brett, let's get into the news/sports thing first. Boy, this LSU basketball arena, not a lot of public scrutiny, not a lot of public engagement. I'm pretty sure LSU is a public school, the flagship school. It's about as public as it gets. Yet LSU is going to hide behind TAF being this private entity. They're a nonprofit, so I think that makes their records gettable. This isn't good. I want a new arena as a fan, but TAF's had 6 folks that want to build it. They've narrowed it down to 2. We don't know anything. Buying the land, leasing the land, who owns the arena, who doesn't, what's LSU get, what's the entity get. This is a joke, right?
Yeah, it probably should be a very public process because it's not only, let's face it, I mean, if you look at the original mission of LSU, right, it's public land grant university. But this facility is going to have an impact on not only the school, but the community. So there should be a lot of transparency. And I'm not really sure. I'm sure, people can rationalize anything, but
yep,
I'm not sure I can figure out why there's such a lack of transparency right now.
Oh, because they want to jam it through. There's going to be some folks that financially benefit that have no reason to financially benefit. And they don't want the public scrutinizing it, and they're going to just hide it through TAF, and the legislature is going to approve it. It's going to be done, and LSU fans are going to be happy because it's going to be a beautiful arena. The renderings are going to be gorgeous, and everybody's going to be fired up when they see the eye of the tiger at center court or whatever, Brett. That's why, because they can get away with it. People don't care about the library. They care about the arena.
Yeah, well, that's probably too bad. I mean, they should care about the library, right?
Yeah.
The irony is that if you look at Baton Rouge as a community, I think their public libraries are pretty good.
No, and so is Breck, all their athletic stuff too. Hey, Brett, speaking of LSU, the Lady Tigers, kind of second game in a row, coming out flat. First quarter, really up until halftime. But then the third and fourth quarter was LSU, the team you expected to see. They just put the throttle down, and Lady Tigers are in the Sweet 16.
Yeah, I mean, I think in basketball that happens, especially in the first half, where players and teams feel out what the other team is trying to do, and it's a rhythm game, and you got to get comfortable and with what's working and what's not working. But sometimes also, so I don't think it's just purely a lack of emotion or effort, but just maybe getting comfortable with how the other team was playing. And, Middle Tennessee was very, very geared up and played extremely well and tried to match LSU's physicality early on and had those 2 big, tall Russian girls, the 6'6" one and the 6'5" one,
yep,
that are hard to shoot over inside. And LSU likes to score inside. Their 2 top scorers are post players, Anissa Morrow and Angel Reese. So, obviously those girls got in foul trouble, and once LSU really started, kind of getting in rhythm, they pulled away and had one of the better second halves they've had all season.
Yep. What is Mulkey telling the team now? Okay, guys, first 2 rounds are over with. It's Sweet 16 time. You have any of the mentality you had in the first 2 games? We're going home.
Well, I think evaluating every possession becomes more important when you're playing better teams, because some of these better teams, if they do get you in a little bit of a hole, it's obviously very difficult to come back against them. But the Tigers are super talented, and they can go on huge runs against anybody. So even if they do get in a hole, they can probably come back. It's just a matter of whether they, it's just a matter of how they're playing at the important times of the games. But they're good enough to beat anyone. They did have 5 losses. 2 of those losses were against South Carolina. One of those losses was to a Colorado team in the first game of the season when they really weren't locked in defensively. I think LSU would probably beat Colorado and maybe beat them soundly if they had a rematch. But, it'll be interesting because, if they win one more game, there's a good chance they're going to get matched up in the Albany 2 region final with who.
Yep, that's good. Everybody wants to see South Carolina and LSU, ideally in the national title.
But the regional final, that could be in the Final Four, but in the regional final would be Iowa.
Oh, Iowa and Caitlin Clark. Wow.
Right, the rematch. So that basically, if LSU wins one more game, that's probably the next game after.
Wow.
The Albany 2 region final.
God, could you imagine LSU, Iowa in an Elite Eight game and then going in the Final Four and having South Carolina? Are you kidding?
Yeah, it's a tough road.
Yep, incredible road. Hey, Brett, I saw Pat Forday, I guess you pronounce his last name. Was that journalism, that tweet last week about, hey, there could be some Washington Post story about Kim Mulkey. That's what we're hearing. Might not be good. What is that? Is that journalism?
Okay.
What is that?
No, I don't think it is journalism. What I do think it is, just for your background, and a lot of people don't know this, so I can understand why it was confusing publicly, but Pat and Kent Babb are friends. And Kent probably told him about that story, and Pat maybe thought he was doing Kent a favor by pumping it up while LSU was playing, and I think it got misinterpreted by a lot of people, who said, if it's not your scoop, why are you preempting the person who's working on that?
Yeah, and not giving any details about what it's about, just sort of insinuating it's negative, not positive, not just a bio piece. Obviously, he wouldn't be.
It was probably a little bit regrettable. I think he was just trying to help his colleague and friend. I mean,
well, you know who helped his colleague and friend? Kim Mulkey. No one knew about this except people like you and people in the media, and very few of them, I would think, until Forday put out his, bleep. But the way Mulkey responded, the whole country's waiting for this article to come out.
I don't think she did herself any favors, really.
Nope.
But she did me a favor, because when I wrote about what she said, it was the second most viewed story in the entire AP on that day.
Yeah.
And as you know, we have people reporting from around the world.
Yeah, I mean, what's that tell you, Brett? She should have hushed up. You have any idea what the article's about?
No, but I can't. I would be speculating. But if you want me to speculate, I think I have, a sense of. I'm just going to say it's speculation. It's what's likely to happen is that it'll be maybe a lot of stuff that people already kind of know about her, but freshly presented with some new anecdotes and details about some of the more unflattering things about her personality, such as the way that she doesn't maybe respect science. Remember how she took her mask off at the introductory press conference? During the Final Four, she called for them to drop. She called for them to drop the COVID restrictions to 2021, I think.
Yep.
And then, and she, has been insensitive toward maybe lesbian players, and and she's estranged from some family members. So, odds are it's going to be a kind of a story looking at that and saying that, she just signed a 10-year extension worth $36 million. But when you look at the generation of athletes and what their value system and sensibilities are, how does a woman like Kim Mulkey continue to relate? Is there still going to be a place for her?
The way she's succeeding, I think it speaks for itself. Yeah.
No, I mean, she's definitely a winner. It's just that she's got a controversial personality.
Yeah, no doubt. Brett Martell's with us. Boy, what a huge get for the Zurich. Rory McIlroy committing. 4 weeks from Thursday, he'll be teeing it up on the Best Bank at the TPC.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I cover that every year, and I had heard he might be coming. And when I asked Steve Worthy about it, he just said, well, we can't announce anything yet because we don't have a commitment, but we're definitely trying to get him. Well, they got him. And it's nice, because it's nice in a time when a lot of the non, what do you call them, elevated events
Yep.
Some of those they're struggling to get good fields now, and
no, it's gigantic.
Classic at least has a niche with the team thing, and they were able to parlay that into one of the most famous, internationally famous and successful golfers in the world. And he will be probably the marquee attraction this year at that tournament, but they'll have some other good guys.
How about a exemption for Tiger and Charlie Woods?
So I think they're not allowed to do exemptions for
non-pros,
amateurs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some reason why. I actually asked Steve about that, and he said there's some reason based on current rules and Charlie's status, they wouldn't be allowed to give him an exemption, but they're talking about whether they can change the rules to allow something like that. Because they would like to try to do something like that if they could.
If you had Tiger Woods and Charlie Woods, that place would be jam-packed on Thursday and Friday. It'd be ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would be.
It'd be busting
they had
at
a
the
record
seams.
crowd last year.
Yeah, no, you know what I mean, though. It would be record-breaking by tens of thousands of people. There'd be people that don't even know where the TPC is located that would have to find it on a map to get there.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, Brett, about 15 seconds. The Pels are rolling. What, about a dozen or so games left? 13 games left?
Yeah, they're playing tomorrow night and Thursday night against the Bucks, and then Saturday I think against the Celtics. They got a 4-game homestand coming up against some pretty good teams.
Yep.
Is it Phoenix? I think on the following Monday. So yeah, they've definitely got they've been playing well. They have tough games coming up, and it'll be important for the 4th seed in the in the playoff seedings in the Western Conference. So worth following.
Yep. Brett, always a pleasure, man. See you next week.
All right, take care.
That's Brett Martell from the Associated Press. You can get all his stuff on that AP app or just Google Brett Martell AP. Always writing about the stuff you like locally. That's Blue Boys saying thanks for watching, thanks for listening, thanks, Miss Peaches, at the controls. See you mañana, 4 p.m.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.